In a locked room hidden within the walls of an ancient Florentine mansion, rumors say there exists a treasure not of gold or jewels, but of words and sketches. Somewhere, left behind by a man whose genius could never be contained by his lifetime, are pages that hold secrets still untold, secrets that vanished almost as soon as they were penned. Some say these manuscripts hold the key to inventions centuries ahead of their time, others that they carry an ancient wisdom too dangerous to unveil. They were the final thoughts of Leonardo da Vinci, and they disappeared into history like mist at dawn. The year was 1519, and Leonardo da Vinci lay in his final days, a man whose mind had traveled as far as his body never could. Having created some of the most enigmatic works of art and pages of scientific inquiry the world had ever seen, he had lived and worked in France under the patronage of King Francis I. But the aged polymath knew his end was near. As he wrote his last lines, his vision grew cloudy and his hands trembled, still eager to leave behind all he could. Yet there was one book, a journal, if you could call it that, though its contents were unlike any other, that Leonardo kept from the world. No one knew precisely what lay within its pages. Leonardo had been meticulous in hiding its contents, whispering of ideas that he dared not share aloud. They were notes of a deeply private nature, scrawled in his characteristic backward script. Many suspected the journal held not only personal musings, but revolutionary thoughts that might have changed the course of history. Some believed the manuscripts included his theories on perpetual motion, flight, and mechanics far beyond the comprehension of his contemporaries. When Da Vinci passed, his possessions were entrusted to his loyal disciple, Francesco Melzi, who promised to guard and share his master's work. Melzi took the manuscripts back to Italy, where he began cataloging and transcribing Leonardo's works. Yet, when he finished his work years later, a curious realization dawned upon him. Something was missing. That final journal, the one Leonardo had guarded so closely, was nowhere to be found. Melzi searched every book, every bundle of parchment, and every drawing, but the journal seemed to have disappeared, slipping through his hands like a phantom. The loss was like an invisible wound to Melzi, who felt as though he had lost a part of Leonardo himself. As decades passed, stories about the lost manuscripts began to drift through the circles of scholars and collectors. Some claimed that Da Vinci's final notes held the key to flight. Others whispered of a hidden weapon Leonardo had theorized that could alter the balance of power forever. But the location of the manuscripts remained an enigma, and so they became legend, lost words of a man whose very name invoked mystery. The rumors reached the ears of powerful patrons and ambitious scholars, each hoping to unearth the manuscripts for themselves. In 1570, an eccentric Venetian scholar named Giovanni Battista del Monte claimed to have found a clue. He had studied Da Vinci's sketches and symbols with a near-obsessive intensity and believed that Leonardo had left behind a cryptic map embedded in his artwork, a path that, if followed, would reveal the hiding place of his lost journal. Del Monte's findings led him to Florence, where he believed Leonardo's most faithful servants had hidden the book in a house just outside the city. Night after night, he pored over maps, matched sketches to architectural layouts, and followed the winding roads and rivers drawn faintly in the background of Da Vinci's paintings. It was an endeavor that consumed him, sending him into fits of frustration as he encountered dead ends and clues that seemed to dissolve under scrutiny. But he refused to give up, convinced he was on the brink of a revelation. After years of chasing shadows, Del Monte claimed to have uncovered a hidden chamber beneath a mansion in Florence. There, according to his fevered proclamations, lay the lost manuscripts, safely concealed for future generations. Yet before he could reveal his discovery to the world, he vanished. His friends claimed he had left for a journey, but his letters ceased, and he was never seen again. Some suspected foul play, while others whispered that he had found the manuscripts but had been forced into hiding to guard their secrets. The mystery deepened, and soon tales of the lost manuscripts became tales of haunted halls and secrets best left buried. There were whispers of curses, of misfortune befalling those who sought to recover the journal. One story told of a wealthy collector, Lorenzo di Rossi, who had become fixated on the manuscripts. He amassed a vast collection of Da Vinci's known works and claimed to have decoded part of a map hidden within them, one that hinted at the journal's location. In his obsession, he abandoned his family and secluded himself in his villa, surrounded by Leonardo's sketches and inventions, where he labored night and day over the enigmatic markings. But one morning, de Rossi's servants found him lying among the pages, his hand gripping a crumpled drawing. He had passed in his sleep, his face peaceful but his hands clutching the paper with fierce intensity. The paper contained faint sketches, symbols and coordinates that de Rossi had spent his last days deciphering. Some who saw the drawing claimed that it matched the layout of an ancient crypt hidden within Florence's oldest churches. Yet when searchers descended upon the crypt, they found nothing but dust and bones, and de Rossi's notes faded into obscurity, just another thread in the tangled web of Da Vinci's lost work. Every generation brought a new wave of hopeful seekers, each more determined than the last. The manuscripts, it seemed, had become the embodiment of Da Vinci's mystery, as elusive as the man himself. For centuries, the manuscripts became a cherished myth, each era adding its own twist. Some scholars today argue that the lost journal might never have existed, that it was merely an illusion woven by history and rumor. Others maintain that it is out there still, waiting in silence, a testament to the genius who created it. What is known is that the name of Da Vinci endures as the embodiment of mystery, a man whose mind traveled far beyond his years, leaving puzzles that even time has not unraveled. As the years pass, historians and art lovers still search, not only for a piece of paper, but for the connection to a mind that saw the world in ways no one else could. And perhaps, in that endless search, the world is keeping alive the legacy of Leonardo da Vinci, a legacy that thrives on the unending allure of the unknown.